and welcome. Welcome to the 2020 Forsan High School graduation. We are so very proud to have this opportunity to celebrate our graduates and to encourage them as they make a major life change from high school over to college and careers. A special thank you goes out to all the graduates and their families for their cooperation in putting this graduation ceremony together. Our commencement exercise is about to begin with the traditional processional. After the processional, Ms. Chloe Ignacy will give her salutatorian address.
you for the celebration and time to come together. Thank you for these past 13 years with all these wonderful people and all the wonderful memories. I ask that you help us take in this last moment of being a senior at Forsan. I ask that you be with us as we are to start this next part of our lives and just guide us to do the things that would be in your will. I thank you for all you've done for us, Lord. Guide us out of the ceremony to be who you want us to be. I ask these things in your wonderful name. Amen.
Please join me for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now you may be seated.
Will. The power of a person to fight for what they want is a quality lying deep within the human soul. It is not tangible, and in the same way cannot be measured. In the same sense, neither can the workings of determination or love. But standing as I am before several who have opened their hearts and carried nothing except a determination to provide for and support my fellow classmates and I, it makes sense that in some way the will of a human being can be measured and examined. It can be seen in the ways we have all strived to do our very best, no matter if it was for our own sakes in creating stability for our own futures, or if it was executed by our families when bringing home food to nourish us, buying clothes to shield our bodies, or even something as simple as producing a place we can call home. Will does not have to be a large force, and for some, it may not even exist. But as I look around myself, I see nothing except the wondrous execution of will, determination, and love. We all put in a tremendous amount of effort these past 12 years. Regardless of what may have happened, we all held a shared determination to do the best we could. And that is why each and every soul in this graduating class has a reason to be here today. And for that, I am thankful and filled with excitement as I get to welcome everyone here, whether it be friends, family, or loved ones, to the final ceremony that will represent the Forsan graduating class of 2020. As many have said and heard, the number of things a person does in life are not and should not be what end up mattering the most. Rather, it is the quality of life that every living person should keep in mind. Any one of us could end up being an eccentric billionaire with a gigantic house and a 20-car garage. But materialistic items such as these will not matter at the end of each and every day. What will matter is the level of happiness and contentment each of us holds about ourselves, our loved ones, and our world. We could all achieve our dreams. We could become rich, we could become famous, but none of that would matter if we are not happy about where we stand in our lives. Completing high school and moving on to college, going into a trade, or starting out in the military is a tremendous achievement, and it should be viewed as such. This next phase of life is one to be remembered, not rushed or not thoroughly enjoyed. Yes, we all would like to go back and revisit our days of elementary, junior high, and high school at times, and that is completely understandable. At those points in time, no one was tasked with any major responsibility. It was a point in life where our biggest worry was how to have fun. As our high school career came to a close, most of us became so concerned with making memories and achieving amazing things to get started on this next phase of life that we may have lost sight of what currently lies before us. Yes, college is important, and yes, there are many responsibilities on the way, but none of us should forget what amazing accomplishment we have spent the last 12 years making strides to achieve. There's nothing wrong in wanting to have fun in life, because that is what this next chapter is meant to be about. No one wants to grow up. No one wants to forget about the days running around the playground or convincing teachers to let the class watch a movie. But now it is time to celebrate. Now is the time all of us get to look back and say that we made it. Now is the time we all get to have excitement, because this next chapter of life is about growth, decisions, and happiness. So today, we celebrate and live in the memories, and tomorrow we wake up ready to live, to love, and to never forget that no mistake or dream is as big as the happiness we should all strive to carry inside.
My name is Randy Johnson, and I have the distinct honor of serving as Superintendent of Schools for Forsan Independent School District. Thank you all for your interest in this graduation, for your support of these students, and for your continued support of our school district. At this time, I would like to introduce some special guests. On stage, we have Mr. Lewis Baker, who's our school board president, Mr. Chris Evans, School Board Vice President. Mrs. Becky Wash, School Board Secretary. Mrs. Christy Elliott, School Board Member. Then on this side, Mr. Jimmy Miller, Mr. Chad Myers, Mr. Chris Olson, all school board members, and Mrs. Hannah Carter, our high school principal. Thank you guys. As educators, we're in the people business. The product we produce are the graduates who are being honored today. You as parents entrust us with your most valuable possessions, your children. Together, parents and schools work to develop students to be productive citizens. We, as employees of this district, are proud of the many successes these students have had while entrusted to us. And I am proud of the staff who work so hard to educate the youth of this district. Thank you, teachers, coaches, instructional aides, secretaries, custodians, maintenance and food service staff, bus drivers and administrators. It's a big job, and it takes each one. In my tenure here at Forsan ISD, we've had a wide variety of graduation speakers, including state representatives and university presidents. We've listened to several motivational speakers and various dignitaries. It's been with great joy that we've often had the opportunity to hear from the alumni of Forsan High School during this part of graduation. It's often included men and women who have served in the military, successful business leaders, and government officials. But today, we have the honor of hearing from our Texas State Senator, Senator Kel Seliger. Kel Seliger was first elected to the Texas Senate in 2004. Senate District 31 spans 37 counties from the Panhandle to the Permian Basin and includes Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, and Big Spring. Born in Amarillo and raised in Borger, Senator Seliger is a graduate of Borger Public Schools and Dartmouth College. He spent 35 years as a business owner in the steel industry. Senator Seliger currently serves on the Senate Health and Human Services, Veteran Affairs, and Border Security and Nominations Committees. Previously, Senator Seliger served as the chair of the Senate Higher Education Committee and the Committee on Redistricting, and has been a member of the Senate Finance, Education, Natural Resources, and Business and Commerce Committees. Senator Seliger has been recognized by many groups for his conservative principles, as well as his dedication to public education and higher education, small government, and local control. Recently, he was presented with the Sandy Borden Tribute to Texas Children Award by the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. He has also been named to the Texas Parent-Teacher Association Legislative Honor Roll. During the 86th legislative session, Senator Seliger continued to fight for school finance reform and public education funding, culminating in the passage of House Bill 3. Prior to his election to the Senate, Senator Seliger served 4 terms as mayor of Amarillo and as a member of the Amarillo City Commission and the Amarillo Civil Service Commission. He and his wife, Nancy, reside in Amarillo and have 2 sons, Jonathan and Matthew. Please welcome Senator Kel Seliger.
Members of the class of 2020, parents and faculty, good morning. Or good afternoon, or good evening. We don't know what time this is because this commencement ceremony is going to be the most unusual in the history of Forsan High School, and maybe the most unusual anyone is going to see. But it is still your commencement exercise, and it still means as much as it would be if we were in an auditorium or a football field. But one of the most important things to me is it's the only high school graduation you are ever going to have. There's only going to be one graduating class of 2020. And to be invited to share that with you is a very great honor and privilege, and I appreciate the opportunity to be with you. And one of the most important things to remember is Even though this is an unusual commencement, it means you don't have to stand in line, and you don't have to wait around, and you don't have to rehearse, and you don't have to listen to a lot of long speeches, which includes this one. The most important thing is it doesn't matter how you graduate. The fact is that you graduate, you're going to get the diplomas that you've worked very hard to earn, that your faculty has worked very hard to see to it that you get it. The important thing is that diploma. What you're going to remember 20, 30 years from now is not who spoke or what they said at your ceremony. You remember it was a most unusual time in this country and in Howard County. What you're going to remember is the time that you spent at Forsan High School, the friends that you made, the experiences that you had, the tremendous successes that your band has had and your athletic teams. That's what you're going to remember, and that's what really matters. You're going to remember that this is the first year for Ms. Carter to be made the principal. She probably hopes it's the last promotion that she ever gets, but I suspect that it won't be. The important thing is the diploma that you're getting and what it prepares you to do next. According to the last figures we put together, 97% of your senior class intends to go on to college. And that remaining small number is going to go out in the workforce or join the military and do the things that they want to do. But the important thing to keep in mind is that whatever you have planned on doing next, you are prepared to do it for the years that you've spent in Forsan schools and because of the diploma that you've gotten. If you're going to college, you have the prerequisites to go. If you're going to the military, our country will be getting people who are well prepared for the future. And because of the programs that they offer right here, if you're ready to go into the workforce is going to be lucky to have you. And that's the message, is that you're very, very fortunate to have gone to a good school in a community in which the schools mean so much to the fabric of the community and to the future of their children. The question always is, how many of you will come back to Howard County and take what you've learned after you live here and put it to work, both in the families that you will undoubtedly have and into the jobs that you will select. And so the message to you is that regardless of the situation of this commencement, it is your graduation. It means exactly the same thing than if you were sitting in a stadium with a couple of thousand graduates and lots of speeches from presidents and potentates and people like that. It means exactly the same, that you have done the work that you've been asked to do and that you're ready to do what's next. Again, I thank you for having me with you to speak at your commencement. I congratulate every one of you on a great achievement and wish you Godspeed in the rest of the lives that Forsan High School has prepared you for.
Mr. Johnson, members of the school board, parents, students, and guests, it is my pleasure to present to you the Forsan High School graduating class of 2020. I certify that each member of this class has completed a course of study set forth by the Texas Education Agency and the local school board. Mr. Baker, as our board president, will you please come forward and present the diplomas to signify their achievement?
Allison Nicole Aguilar. Micah Aaron ARZATE. Katie Madison Averett. Emma LEEANN BAUCUM. Andrew SHAWN Boyd. Ryan Andrew Buske. Hunter JETT Carter.
Caitlin Janae Colvin.
TIANA LYNN Cordova.
Mallory May EZELL.
Jonathan Paul Frederick GABEHART. ARIES Storm Gilbert. SELENA HALE VASQUEZ. Jonathan Wilson Hart.
Berenice Hernandez.
Keaton Mackenzie Hill. Cody Ray Hewitt. Brady Michael Kinnemer. Lila Page Knox. Ashley Renee Lewis. Mackenzie Leanne Lewis. Honesty Shy Mendez. Riley Hicks Mintz. Ty Anthony Mormon. Curtis Lane Muncie.
Marley Rihanna Norman.
Haley Kate Patterson. Jacob Dean Patterson. Kira Diane Peffer. Maximus J. Piercefield. Zane Walker Reif. Adrian Christopher Rivera. Desiree Denise Rodriguez. Celsia Leanne Sanchez.
Madison Novalee Smith.
Hannah Mackenzie Marie Vieras.
Casey Reed Welch.
Curtis Russell Welch. Nathaniel Scott Whitmore. Brianna Michael Womack.
Chloe Elizabeth Ignacy.
Taylin Leanne Still.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Forsan High School graduating class of 2020. It is my honor to be involved with two special awards. The first goes to the class of 2020 salutatorian. You met Chloe Ignacy when she gave her salutatorian address at the beginning of our ceremony. Chloe is the daughter of Robert and Tracy Carey and has two half-brothers, Joshua and Christian Bigelow. She has attended Forsan schools since pre-K. In elementary and middle school, Chloe participated in UIL academics. Chloe has been a member of band since 6th grade. In junior high, she participated in all-region band. Throughout her high school career, she participated in all-region band and solo and ensemble. For 3 consecutive years, she earned a Division I with her fellow ensemble members and was granted the ability to move on to the state level. During Chloe's sophomore year, the marching band advanced to state and placed 4th. In her junior year, the band again advanced to state and placed 5th. Chloe started taking dual credit courses through Howard College the summer before her junior year. She will graduate from Howard College with an Associate of Science degree in General Studies this month. Chloe has been a member of the National Honor Society since her junior year. At the college level, she has been on the President's List and is part of 2 honor societies, Phi Theta Kappa and Sigma Alpha Pi, the National Society of Leadership and Success. Chloe started as a junior firefighter on the Howard County Volunteer Fire Department the summer before her 9th grade year and became a firefighter when she turned 18. Chloe has a ranking GPA of 5.049 and a numerical average of 96.902. Chloe will major in biology at Baylor University in Waco. She then plans to attend Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. During college, Chloe hopes to become an emergency medical technician and participate with the fire department in the area. After medical school, she plans to become a pediatric invasive cardiologist. Ladies and gentlemen, the Forsan High School class of 2020 salutatorian, Ms. Chloe Ignacy. The next award goes to the class of 2020 valedictorian, Taylon Steele. Taylon is the daughter of Todd and Stephanie Steele. Taylon and her family moved to Texas from South Carolina, and she began attending Forsan schools in the 2nd grade. Taylon played xylophone for the Forsan band for 2 years. She participated in UIL academic events for 2 years. She was the class reporter her junior year. Taylon was part of the yearbook committee 3 years. During her senior year of high school, she was a student aide for the high school counselor and secretary. She has been a student council member all 4 years of high school. Taylon began playing travel softball when she was 10 years old. She tore her ACL as a freshman, was unable to play that year, and was the basketball and softball manager. She played on the varsity softball team from sophomore to senior year. In her sophomore and junior years of softball, Taylon was recognized on the All-West Texas softball team. Taylon became a member of the National Honor Society in her junior year. She has earned the Top 10 academic award every year in high school. She has taken dual credit classes and maintained a 4.0 GPA in her college courses. Taylon's ranking GPA in high school classes is 5.073, and her numerical average is 97.805. Ladies and gentlemen, the Forsan High School class of 2020 valedictorian, Ms. Taylon Steele.
Hello everyone. I am honored to be recorded and broadcasted to you through the Forsan website. I'd like to take a moment to welcome all of the family, friends, teachers, and staff, and most importantly, my fellow classmates watching this evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoying this unconventional ceremony due to our current circumstances. It feels just like yesterday. I was waiting impatiently for Coach Park to say that we were going to get to play dodgeball, or that we were completing our trip around the world project for Coach Burton. Even as learning how to type in Miss Cunningham's class, with those aggravating orange keyboard covers that were always moving around. However, that's been years ago now, and things have changed. We've changed. As many of my classmates can attest, I'm quite the talker, so if you haven't already, I get comfortable. If you would have told me when I was a freshman that I'd be giving a speech at my graduation, I'd have called you crazy. Honestly, I can barely handle talking to one person without getting jittery, let alone 100. And the simple truth of the matter is that any one of my classmates in the top 10%, maybe in the top 20%, could be standing here today. There are so many intelligent and driven students in our class this year, and I'm in no way more deserving than any of them to be called valedictorian. For instance, Lila and Chloe will both be graduating with an associate's degree from Howard College. That took a lot of dedication. So many of our classmates were involved with band for 4 consecutive years, and they worked hard to get to state. They sacrificed many hours, especially with Monday night practices, ensuring that they kept Forsan's reputation going. A majority of our class were student athletes, and many participated in more than one sport. Many students showed their smarts by competing in an academic UIL event. They practiced often and consistently and did very well in their competitions. I respect and commend them for going out and representing our school by showcasing their abilities. There are so many great attributes and accomplishments that are involved with the class of 2020, and I'm honored to have been your classmate. Multiple times throughout my life, I have heard the saying that today's children are tomorrow's future. I believe this is becoming more and more evident for us by the day. Now that we have spent 12 years earning the education we need to be successful in whatever path we choose, we can take a confident stride into the real world. This step is unique for each and every one of us. Some will go straight to work right away and do what they enjoy without needing to continue their education. Others, like myself, will go on to college and obtain a degree or a certificate. And most of us have an idea of what professions we're interested in pursuing, like auto mechanics, dental hygienists, or doctors. We have a vision, and as tomorrow's future, we can make our vision a reality. While being visionaries, I would like to encourage all of you to try and make a positive impact on the people around you. This can be done by being respectful, being dependable, and making good decisions. We can give someone a hand with their groceries, help a student understand their homework, or simply tell someone they have nice shoes. We can be kind. As the future, we can be difference makers. We all have something to offer the world, and whatever path we choose, let's try to make others smile along the way. I cannot wait to see what great things y'all accomplish in the years to come. Now, most of you are probably thinking, wow, this is the most I've ever heard Jalen talk. And you'd probably be right. But before I end this, I would like to thank the Lord for helping me get to this point. He gave me the strength and the motivation to press on in my studies and do my very best in whatever challenges I faced throughout my high school career. Without him, I wouldn't be the one giving a speech today. I would also like to thank my parents for being an amazing support system for my education and my time in travel softball. To the teachers and staff, thank you for helping all of us grow into respectable young adults. I wish I could name every one of you and all of the impacts you've made on our lives, but then I would be here all day. However, I would like to thank a few in particular. Thank you, Coach Taylor and Coach Phillips, for encouraging and allowing me to play the greatest sport ever created, softball. To Mrs. Mims, thank you for helping me find a quiet place to study during my anatomy and physiology course. Thank you to Mrs. Tucker for her patience and hard work when explaining to my father and I how my GPA was calculated. Thank you to Mrs. Kirkland for all of the wonderful years in yearbook. Thank you to Coach Park for always greeting us with good morning, no matter the time of day. Thank you to Frank for keeping all of us safe in the high school and wearing a smile while doing it. Thank you to the custodians for doing an amazing job at keeping our school in tip-top shape. Lastly, thank you to the class of 2020 for making all of these years an amazing and worthwhile experience. With that said, I hope to see all of you at our next reunion. Go Buffs. Okay.
Please pray with me. Dear Lord, thank you for every single member of the Forsan class of 2020 and how each one of them has had a great impact on my life as well as others around them. We are thankful for the support of our faculty, family, and friends. Lord, we wish every single one of them were here to celebrate, but may we find peace, comfort, and joy in this season of our lives. Sometimes we can be quick and assign a reason or blame for things happening, but Lord, instead of looking for a reason, I pray we would understand that sometimes we just need reassurance. Help us not get stuck in the reason so we will not miss the revelation that reveals our purpose that you have for us. We may suffer in this life, but we can never lose what is most important, and that is your promise. Each of these students is unique, created perfectly in your image. And I pray that your light will shine through each of them as they enter their colleges and workplaces. May you help each one find their passion and purpose in life through you. Your word says to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Lord, help us to trust you in the tough days as well as the best days of our lives. Only you know what our future holds. I pray as the class of 2020 begins our journey of accomplishment and successes, that we don't forget where we have come from or the memories we have made together, and that we will realize that our lives are just now beginning. Please guide and direct our steps. Finally, I lift up every single member of the 2020 Forsan graduating class to you, Lord. May your will be done. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
That was Mallory EZELL who led our closing prayer. Thank you each for helping us honor our graduates. Please be safe.